when black people are amongst each other, they call each other nigga. But when a white person says, exactly. When a white person says it, it's like, oh my God, it's like an act of something. What is that?
And I yelled out, niggas eat shit, which I would never say in a million years, but that's what happened.
Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha, and this was just gonna be a news clip till I found the video. It says Las Vegas substitute teacher fired after using racial slur in class. Now I watched the video and y'all just seen me play it before I started talking, and I don't think she should have been fired because of the context of how she was using it. She just said the word. I guess in America they got this unwritten rule that you can't say the N-word in no context if you ain't black. Me personally, I don't really like people that are not black to use it, only because it's a colloquial. It's a colloquial word that we use in the community. It's like bendejo or any other word that other ethnicities have. And while it does originate from a racial slur from antebellum slavery, I don't think, I find it asinine when people ask like why they can't use it. Motherfucker, you just can't. Or at least, at the very least, if you're sensible like me, don't call me that shit. Now, if I'm somewhere within earshot and somebody is using it, directing it to somebody that's non-black, it typically don't bother me, right? I mean, it's cringy as fuck, but I lived on the West Coast. You hear some Mexicans talking about, hey, nigga. I don't know why. When I was growing up, they used to say shit like vato, ese. But I've been on the West Coast since I've been an adult, and the younger dudes say nigga, and the reason my knee-jerk reaction for me isn't to get like pissed off is one, because they brown, right? You go to the West Coast, a bunch of brown Mexicans, right? You don't see a bunch of white Anglo-looking motherfuckers. That's like on the East Coast, and those are Hispanics, not Latinos. But there's a difference. But nonetheless, when they say it's cringy as fuck, it don't make me want to like super soldier sock them out. And like I said, they're not talking to me, so like I don't typically give a shit. That's just where I'm at with it. Now if you call me that, like I was somewhere on the West Coast a few years ago, and I was talking to a cat. I think he is Asian cat that I know. He's half Thai, half white, but he looks Asian. And he was like, yeah, G, you know my nigga? And I was just like, yo, bro, don't call me that. We're cool. We ain't that cool. And he respected it, right? It was all peace. Either that or he didn't want to get physical. And I didn't really, he was a good friend of mine. Like, I didn't want to tighten him up. But he respected it nonetheless. He kept it G. We kept it pushing, right? If I'm somewhere out, and I haven't been too many places where non-black people are keen on using the N-word, because I am well traveled. I've been to 27 states. I've never been on the East Coast, but I've had Puerto Rican friends from the East Coast. They've used the N-word. Once again, brown people or beige looking brown people, ethnic looking people, doesn't really bother me. So this woman using the word, like me watching it objectively, it didn't necessarily bother me. It was just cringy as fuck. But she was she was explaining like why can't she was asking a question, and I feel like if you're an adult, you shouldn't have to censor yourself. Like, I always find it annoying as fuck when people say, why can't I say the N-word? You're a grown-ass person, just say the fucking word, right? But however, there's a caveat. She was in a school setting, and you have to be a professional, and she was a professional teacher, a substitute. So just her using the word was just cringy as fuck, because like, you're a teacher. Even if you're grown up, you can say it. You don't have to taper. You should probably censor saying the actual word just because you're in a professional setting. That's the only, like, my thing. Like, have some type of wherewithal, foresight. And just as an adult, she too damn old to not, like, you had to know that was gonna set them kids off. They, with 26 million motherfucking kids with an iPhone, you had to know somebody was gonna be recording that shit, right? And it wasn't even taken out of context, but somebody was gonna record it, and somebody was gonna be unagreeable, unreasonable, see the video and, oh, she's saying the N-word. Especially West Coast niggas, they're the worst. They parents probably seen it, and while there's no actual reason to be set off, because if you watch the context of the video, like I said, like, it explains itself. She wasn't calling no one a slur. She wasn't. To me, it's not even a slur if you're not using it within the context of being demeaning. You're just using, I mean, I guess technically it is a slur, but I feel like if you're not directing it towards nobody, it's not a slur. It's just a word, right? So that'd be like me saying, I don't know, the K word or the F word, right? I'm not calling nobody it. I'm just using the word, like I'm asking objectively, right? And yeah, let's just say a lot of people, black, white, whatever, don't have any like sensibility. Take the shit out of context, blow it out of proportion, and she got fired. Now, she should have been fired, but not necessarily because she used the word. She should have been fired because, like I said, she's a teacher. She should know how to say things censored, because she's a professional in a school setting, right? And if you got teachers that don't know how to make those type of judgments on using words, however context you're using it, if they can't actually like see where this is gonna go and not kind of taper themselves, or see where this is gonna go and taper themselves so they don't get jammed up in their profession, yeah, we don't need them teaching kids anyways, because they don't know how. They don't have foresight. And if you don't have foresight, you can't teach kids how to be insightful, and then you just grooming a whole bunch of kids to be an idiot like you. In any event, if y'all like this episode, like, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you want to support the machine so that I can give y'all more content more regularly, in my description box will be my merch store. If you want to cop some shirt, hoodie, it's cold out there, some flip-flops, and even some artwork, bang my link. In any event, I'm out.